Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do the Taurus December horoscope. I like to do things a little bit differently. I usually have some sort of psychic vision before I turn the cards over. It's a 5-card spread, so we won't be here all day, fortunately. Let's go to the board now. If you are new, perchance, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, looking at the energies around Taurus for December 2020. Nearly over. I'm going with that one there. The card just sort of stands out to me, which one I should take. Closing my eyes now, what do I see around Taurus? I see a butterfly straight up. And that suggests there's new opportunities, new life, new growth in your life. You may feel like some sort of larvae or pupa emerging from your cocoon, and perhaps there's some degree of uncertainty with that or vulnerability because all of a sudden things are changing and you've realized that it's not what you thought it was going to be, or that life has suddenly changed. The card that comes up is the Seven of Swords. Okay, so traditionally this is called the Thief in the Night card, but it doesn't really resonate with me that much. Most times it doesn't. But I do see that perhaps you've been through a difficult year this year, along with everybody else, I guess. But you're looking back on it now. The year is coming to a close, and maybe there's some time of self-reflection where you look back and think, oh my God, I wish I didn't have to go through that. But it is over and done and dusted for many of you. There's some swords here, so decisions had to be made, and they've been put into physical reality, put into the ground, grounded in this physical world. So this is not just ideas or feelings. This is real physical stuff. Your chakras are open. There could still be stuff pouring out of them to deal with, but you are making headway, dear Taurians. Okay, anything else on this card? I see in the ground seeds, but they're very strange. They're like pods, and I don't know why, but they're opening up. Okay, so certainly growth coming to you this month. All right, let's have a look now at the second card and see what comes out for you. Going with that card there, closing my eyes. What do I see for Taurus? December, I want to say December 18. Is that somebody's birthday? Happy birthday if it is. I see the number 18, don't really know what it means, but there you go. Okay, so now I see some doors opening up. They're like they're in the sky, sort of the stratosphere, so halfway between your thoughts and your spirit. You mightn't, if you're tuning in, you'll probably pick them up, but if you're busy and distracted and not really paying attention to what is going on in your head, you probably won't pick them up. But doors are opportunities. There's an opportunity for spiritual growth this month for you, dear Taurians. The card that comes up is the Three of Wands. This is working in a group. Perhaps there's a little bit of competition, but mostly because it's wands and everybody's passionate about their ideas. Okay, so I don't see any big sort of conflict or competition. It might be good-natured competition, in fact, rather than anything serious. Could be a few little glitches, but you could be working on a shared project and it all comes good together. This could be, for example, like family doing something together. Maybe the kids are working out something with to do with looking after their parents or something like that. Everybody's doing their part, but you don't always agree, but that's fine. That's life. And you'll see one dressed in black there. Maybe she doesn't know what's going on, or she's in mourning or in grief of some description. One dressed in red who is very active, and one dressed in white who is probably more spiritual or a bit on the quiet side. The project's going to work out, and so just means action will be taken. Alrighty, looking at the third card for you terrific Taurians. Cards are jumping out. Those cards there. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? The ocean. This is all about your subconscious, your feelings coming up in the month. I see celebrations. I see people clinking glasses. Well done to Victorians in Australia who are emerging from lockdown now after all these months. And well done to fellow Queenslanders. And the border is opened yesterday, I hear, after all these months. Okay, I'm in Queensland myself. I haven't found it inconvenient at all, but I don't have to cross into another state every day or anything like that. Okay, so there's like a sense of relief, a sense of happiness, a sense of contentment, and lots of celebrations going on generally. Okay, the card that comes up is the Six of Swords. This is about moving away from a dangerous situation or a difficult situation. You'll see it's night time, but the moon is there to guide her as she travels away on still waters. So, you know, it's not a stormy sea. You've been through the hard part and now you're about to go into something that's better. Six of Swords are all about, you know, a feeling of hopefulness, of abundance, a better time coming. You've just got to navigate your life. But it's likely to happen soon. Okay, so this month, maybe January as well. You know, time's a bit up in the air, as you know. With spirit, there's no such thing as time, so timing's always difficult to tell. All right, so let's have a look at the fourth card and see what we bring up for you, terrific Taurians. Okay, I'm going to go with that card there. Do stick around to the end because I'll do a channeling at the end for everybody. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? More doors opening up, which are opportunities. I feel like this is an opportunity to get in touch with your spirituality or your intuitive side. I see some ghosts on the other side of the doors. So these are ghosts of the past. So this means that things that have happened maybe even a very long time ago, you may hear some news, or maybe it's just the memories coming up. I noticed that myself. I'm not a Taurian, but I'm a Libran, but we're both ruled by Venus, and I've noticed over the last few days a lot of old things that happened decades ago just appear as memories in my mind, and I'm thinking this might be the same for you too. Okay, what else do I see? I see a train track and a train on a train track. That means you're on track. And this is the Wheel of Fortune card. Now, technically, this just means that change is certain and that you're starting a new cycle, that the wheel is turning for you, the wheel of life. Okay, it's like opening another chapter in your book of life. That's probably close to the technical definition of this card. However, I always feel optimistic. Maybe it's like, you know, we're coming to the end of the year and there's a new year coming, and I'll be glad to see the back of 2020, as indeed most people will. And so I feel very optimistic that you're starting a new cycle and it is something better. Okay, that's the fourth card. I'll close my eyes on that and see if there's anything else. Yes, so I'm back to the same thing about butterflies emerging from cocoons, new life, new beginnings. Maybe you felt restricted or limited in some way, and it's like now you're coming out from lockdown or something like that. I know in the States it's COVID is really roaring now, and that every state has lost control of the spread of the virus, apart from Hawaii. Apparently in Hawaii they're just on a sort of cautionary level. But every other mainland state and Alaska, it's out of control. But for you Taurians, there's some relief from restriction. And you know what? Even if you're in your home and you are on lockdown, these feelings come from within you. So you might actually end up appreciating your home, or appreciating what you can do in your home, or seeing the silver lining, what it actually means to have the time to be at home. The card that comes up is the Page of Pentacles. This is all about potential of what could be. Pages always bring news, and maybe because of my optimistic nature, I always think it's good news. And this is about money, okay? So some news coming about money, and it's probably good. You may, and I know I did say last month that there was something coming about stimulus checks. I still feel the same way, and I did yesterday see something in the media saying that those payments are being discussed right now. I don't know if it's true, and I don't know if it's general knowledge, but I did see it. So I feel like, yes, there's a stimulus check coming. So, you know, do be careful with your spend now, because we don't know how long it's going to take, but there's some discussions coming. It may not be a stimulus check. It might be coming from somewhere else. If you're American, and or Australian, you know, but I know there are millions and millions of people waiting on these stimulus checks. But news about your money, probably good news. Okay, so we've got Swords, Wands, Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles. Okay, so, you know, a better month than it has been by the looks of things. Moving away from what's been a very difficult situation recently, and probably the entire year, and a new page is turning in your book of life, or perhaps even a new chapter. Okay, and some good news about your money supply. All right, so I'm going to close my eyes now, terrific Taurus, and see what I can see for December 2020. Now I've got the moon here in front of me, and it's the crescent moon, and it's actually in the waxing phase. So that means that it's getting bigger and bigger, like more and more light coming through. And we've just come off the new moon of new beginnings, and there's increase around you. So now is not a great time for cutting back on anything. It's more about being expansive and putting your light out into the world. And you can do this through self-expression and creativity. You know, spread your word, whatever it is that's close to your heart and what you really want to contribute to the world. Okay, what else do I see? I see a window here with a pond on the other side and lilies on the pond. Now, you know, if you're into art, you would have heard of the artist Monet. Well, he did a very famous painting called Lilies on the Pond, or Lilies, and it's impressionistic sort of work. That means it's very sort of fluid and flowing and misty, sort of ethereal feeling about it. And that's what I'm feeling for you. Life is not just a photo, which is like a black and white still shot of something. And even if it were, it wouldn't convey emotion. And like Monet's Lilies on the Pond, you want the feeling of the lilies and the water and the rippling sort of effect. And so you may find in December that life becomes less clear-cut. Especially if you're a very logical person, perhaps you may think, God, what's happening to my brain? I'm not thinking as well. Things could become a little bit more confused, but that's because Spirit is trying to impress upon you that emotions and your physicality, your body, and also your spirit are just as important as your mind. Okay, so our minds are only part of the jigsaw. Okay, and I'm just seeing these lilies on the pond sort of shimmering in the daylight, and the quality of the light is sort of very ethereal and spiritual. So I feel like you're going into a more spiritual phase. If you've relied on your thinking a lot, it might get a bit muddled up or a bit confused, but it's nothing to worry about. Okay, Is anybody there that's been in a recent car accident or some sort of accident, but I do see cars, because that could contribute to sort of unclear thinking, the shock of it. The shock of it could sort of muddle your thoughts up. But it's all going to be okay. And this is happening just so you can explore another part of your being other than your mind. All right, I see a trumpet. Oh, it's the last post. Okay, so we have the Anzacs here, which is Australian and New Zealand Army Corps in the Second World War, and they're blowing the last post with a trumpet, and it's like the end of an era. Okay, so the war is over. The war has been won. I want to say the war has been won by America. I don't know why I'm saying that, but and her allies, of which Australia and New Zealand are allies of America. Okay, the war is over. Thank God for that. I was having nightmares sometimes about spiritual wars and the angels and demons clashing and things like that, you know. And yeah, led to a fair few sleepless nights watching these wars, and it was scary. Besides that, it was scary. Okay, so I'm now seeing, I'm in the sky and I'm seeing the clouds all swirl around in vortices of energy. I feel like it's cyclone time for some countries, probably Australia. We have cyclones. In the US, you call them hurricanes. It's not really, I don't think it's the time for hurricanes, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are still some hurricanes. I don't know how you can have hurricanes in winter, I really don't. But that's what I'm seeing, these vortices of energy swirling around and around. At the very least, if it's not physical, and I hope it's not, but it means that your mind could be going around in circles, or, you know, that there's just general chaos and confusion, especially in, you know, your thinking, or higher levels, or levels of government, higher levels of government too. Alrighty, Taurus, is there anything else I need to tell you? A flash of the colour green, green for growth, green for your money, green for expansion. Okay, so that's it. I hope you found this useful today. Please let me know in the comments, and I do appreciate your comments and your likes and any shares that you may choose to do. And I want to wish you a very wonderful month, terrific Taurians. Stay around. I'll be doing the rest of the tarot, rest of the star signs for tarot in December soon. Okay, have a great month, everybody. And if you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, I shall see you again soon, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.